This one vitamin can get you to sleep better. Vitamin D is one of the 13 essential vitamins that are required for the body to function properly by assisting the body in the absorption of calcium and keeping the bones from degrading. It contributes to the development of healthy bones and teeth. In addition, it bolsters the functioning of the nervous system, immunological system, and muscles. The skin, muscles, liver, and lungs are just a few of the body's many different organs that use vitamin D. Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today, we are going to talk about this one vitamin that can get you to sleep better. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get started. However, the majority of people do not consume enough vitamin D to meet their requirements. People who have low levels of vitamin D, sometimes referred to as vitamin D deficiency, are at increased risk of a variety of health concerns, one of which is sleep disorders. Find out more about vitamin D, how it can influence your health and your sleep, and the steps you can take to ensure that you are getting the recommended amount of vitamin D. Both vitamin D2 and vitamin D3 are considered to be the primary forms of vitamin D. Consuming foods or dietary supplements that are fortified with vitamin D2 is the only way to obtain this nutrient. In a similar vein, vitamin D3 can be obtained in various forms, but it can also be created naturally by your skin when exposed to sunlight in the manner described above. Although there are advantages to taking either form of vitamin D, research suggests that vitamin D3 is more effective and has a longer half-life in the body because fat is necessary for the dissolution of vitamin D. Whether it comes from food or supplements, nutritionists typically advise taking vitamin D with a meal that also includes some fat. As soon as vitamin D enters the bloodstream, the liver and kidneys send it there to digest it before the circulatory system transports it to every part of the body. The link between vitamin D and sleep. According to research, vitamin D may play a significant role in the process of falling and staying asleep. Adults and children who are vitamin D deficient are at increased risk of having a later than normal bedtime, less time spent asleep each night, poor quality sleep, and frequent awakenings during the night. In addition, those who are vitamin D deficient are at a greater risk of having sleep disturbances than those who are not. There are a few theories that explain why having insufficient vitamin D frequently results in sleep problems, despite the fact that researchers are still trying to understand how the two relate to one another. There are many vitamin D receptors in the sections of the brain that are involved in sleep, which means that a shortage of vitamin D could potentially inhibit these areas from operating in the appropriate manner. Vitamin D is an essential component of the brain function. Vitamin D synthesis and the quality of sleep are both influenced by the sun, because of the role that sunshine plays in the creation of vitamin D and in the regulation of circadian rhythms. Insufficient exposure to sunlight may have a negative impact not only on vitamin D production, but also on the normal sleep-wake cycle of an individual. Vitamin D is necessary for the synthesis of melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that helps regulate sleep, and vitamin D is necessary for its production in the body. Sleep issues can be caused by insufficient levels of melatonin, which in turn can be caused by insufficient levels of vitamin D. Additional studies are required to provide a comprehensive explanation of how vitamin D impacts sleep. Can vitamin D help with sleep? It is not quite apparent if vitamin D helps prevent or treat sleep issues, despite the fact that not getting enough vitamin D is obviously connected to poor sleep quality. Studies have shown that taking vitamin D supplements can increase the quality and quantity of sleep that one receives. However, the findings of other studies suggest that they have no influence on the quality of sleep and may even have the opposite impact. The amount of time that each of these studies took could be a potential factor in explaining these discrepancies. Long-term trials that lasted anywhere from 6 months to 5 years were less likely to show a connection between vitamin D supplementation and improved sleep quality than shorter-term studies that lasted between 10 and 12 weeks. This shows that taking vitamin D supplements may be more beneficial as a short-term treatment for sleep disorders that occur alongside a vitamin D deficiency. However, this only applies to treatments that are taken for a shorter period of time. However, further research is required before it can be determined whether or not vitamin D is an effective treatment for sleep disturbances. Health effects of low vitamin D. It is estimated that 1 in every 4 people has vitamin D levels that are insufficient for the needs of their bodies. Vitamin D deficiency is more likely to develop in certain individuals than in others. These individuals include those who lead lifestyles that limit the amount of time they spend outdoors in the sun, those who are solely nursed as infants, other individuals, people with darker skin, those who are obese, those who suffer from renal or liver disease, and those who suffer from celiac disease or Crohn's disease, those who are exclusively breastfed as infants. Individuals who fall under these categories may have difficulty obtaining, generating, metabolizing, or absorbing vitamin D. A lack of vitamin D not only makes it more difficult to get a good night's sleep, but it also raises the chance of developing a variety of different health problems. Loss of bone density. Not getting enough vitamin D can hinder bones from absorbing the minerals they need to stay strong and firm, which can increase a person's sensitivity to traumas and bone illnesses such as osteoporosis. Vitamin D deficiency can also cause a loss of bone density. Rickets is a condition that can cause painful bone deformations in children. Rickets can be caused by low levels of vitamin D in the blood of youngsters. Dementia and other forms of cognitive loss can be caused by a lack of vitamin D in older people. In certain cases, this lack of vitamin D can potentially cause dementia. A lack of vitamin D has been linked to a number of other conditions, including heart disease, multiple sclerosis, diabetes, and depression. According to a few studies, on the other hand, there is scant evidence, if any at all, to suggest that taking vitamin D supplements can either prevent or treat the aforementioned illnesses. Ways to increase vitamin D. If you are concerned that you may not be getting enough vitamin D, you can ask your doctor to run a blood test to determine the amount of vitamin D that is currently present in your body. There are 3 ways to increase the amount of vitamin D in your body. Dietary supplements, sun exposure, and vitamin D can be obtained from eating certain foods and also from being exposed to ultraviolet UV light. However, due to the fact that exposure to UV light has been linked to the development of skin cancer, specialists do not advise getting additional vitamin D from sunbathing or tanning beds. If your doctor determines that you are lacking vitamin D, he or she will most likely recommend that you take a supplement. Consuming meals that are conducive to healthy levels of vitamin D can also be done. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.